Okay, there have been several updates to Car Dealer Simulator since the last time I did one of these videos, so I'm going to do it again. The shop hasn't changed much since the last time I did one of these, but here's one of the annoyances you just saw where I have to say okay all the time for those two. But I love that most everything in the shop is automated now. I just have to move the cars around. And then the thing that really changed is what's going to be coming up here. So right now I'm just doing routine maintenance. I'm running around doing... this is another glitch, by the way, where when you park cars there and there's no employee, he doesn't register them. So you have to move them and repark them. Anyway, some of the changes that have happened is you can see the transporter leaving in the background there. Being able to pick up cars for me that I've gone around and bought the night before is super awesome. And then once I get to the right level, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to pull off in this video, but I will do a follow-up video to show that. You can buy cars at auction and go have the trailer get filled there. So anyway, most of what I've been doing is just what you're seeing right now. But here, this is what I was talking about. I have to wait for a new contract, right? It'll come in a few minutes here. This is pretty cool. So they have requests for vehicles and you can fill that request. I just did one and then was like, oh yeah, I need to do a video on this. And so I kept playing to kind of fill that in. But anyway, while the transporter's gone, I have to manually do this because the guy who does this is not here. But they've been running overnight, so everything's done. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of run through... Make sure you did this one. There we go. I'm just going to run through and keep doing kind of standard maintenance until we get to the point where I feel like these cars should never be like a dull color like that. They should always be bright. They should be yellow or red or orange or something cool. Graphite looks good on those cars. Green looks good too, actually. Green looks good on a lot of cars. So anyway, yeah, so I'm just kind of, as soon as we get to the point where I can show you that, I will, and give you an idea how it works. And a lot of this video is going to be fast forwarding through maintenance stuff like this. I don't know if I'll fast forward or just cut. I'll probably just cut so that I can keep the voice on. It's kind of hard to do when I didn't plan this out. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll just do fast forward so you can still see the process that's going on. It'll just be like 3 times too fast. So okay, what you're watching is my workflow. This is generally what I do. Cars go to the garage, then the body shop. Then they get cleaned, and then they go and get tires inflated and stuff like that. I almost never fill the fuel tanks. It doesn't make enough of a difference to spend the effort, so I just don't bother. The fuel is mostly for cars that either have almost no fuel in them when I get them, so they could run out while they're in the middle of the shop, or my own vehicles. So like this tow vehicle here that I use. I like to use my G-Wagon as a tow vehicle around the shop and stuff. This, and I went to the junkyard. That's why I have all these junker cars. But anyway, that's what I use the fuel for. That way I'm not having to continually refill it, which is an annoyance. And here we're going to see my backing skills. I did pretty alright on this one, huh? No, well, let's give it up again. Anyway. Junker cars are great because they're usually really cheap, but they use a ton of resources. So you kind of have to balance what you're doing with those. it does mean that you're going to run out of parts at some point, and have subpar vehicles coming out of the shop. Usually what I do is I just cycle them through a second time, so it ends up taking an extra day or whatever. But it's what it is, you know. So because I'm fresh on parts right now, we're good, but that transport's going to come back soon, and that's not going to be the case. So yeah, as soon as they've been washed and waxed, I check them there. This one's ready to go. So I'm gonna pull it over and yeehaw! Let's put some air in them tires. The Duke's boys can't be running around. I know that. Anyway, I'm gonna have him fuel this up to below half. So, but anyway, that's kind of my process. The cars that are parked in the back lot here, those are cars that run, so they don't need to be towed in the mechanic shop, but they do mechanical work. And now with the new changes, we'll see that here probably in a minute, as I start unloading this transporter. The cars can get really difficult to drive and move, and sometimes they'll run but they won't actually move because the drivetrain's broken, so you still have to tow them. I like these updates because they're just a little more realistic. The bad steering and other things, sometimes it's a little outlandish, but really it adds to it, because I used to take junker cars that ran and I would run them all over town, smashing into everything to do my errands, and now you really can't do that because they drive too unpredictably, but it is fun. So I want to also, while we're here, I'm going to talk about listings. So you see how I did that, and then I go down and I say non-negotiable, and I put it into the orange. So it's above market value. I hate lowballers. I hate it, the constant flow of people coming in and offering you half the value or something. So I just avoid all of that. And you can see by the dollar figures up there, I'm over 10 million, that that it doesn't affect your bottom line. If anything, it helps, because I'm not wasting all that time up there just rejecting offers over and over. I put in a high value, but not a super high value, let the car sit, and then whoever is, eventually somebody does come in and buy it. And some of the more desirable cars, they'll sell really quickly. Like as soon as I put them out there for sale, somebody shows up to want to buy it. And as soon as it dings you that there's a buyer, you have a buyer. That's not somebody giving you some garbage offer. So I like that. See, this car looks really good in green. Yeah. Probably should have just taken this one out first. The pictures are so fast that I usually don't go back and forth between cars like that. But whatever. Gotta get these out to the lot. I stopped doing the trophy runs. I was stacking up cars in the back here to take out for trophies. I stopped doing that. The trophies they started to be a lot more work than I wanted to put in anymore. And you'll see here in a little bit that you get trophy points by fulfilling these orders. So I'm probably just going to mostly go with that. Here's the problem with junker cars. They create bottlenecks right here. Since you only have the one body shop, it's already a bottleneck. But these junker cars take way longer to do the body work on than the rest of the cars, like the normal junks, the normal garbage that you get. So you can see here how it's running really badly. It won't accelerate really. There's smoke coming out the front. This one, the steering is okay. It's not randomly pulling me around and stuff, even though it does list drivetrain issues. But yeah, so I like this just because it makes it a little more interesting. I don't like that having to say okay all the time. So anyway, I think we're getting pretty close to where I can where I can look at one of those orders. So, alright, take care of that truck. Let me grab this SUV. I really like these. I'm considering swapping out the G-Wagon for one of these, but I probably won't. The square body looking thing here is pretty cool. I love that SUV. These cars are fun, but they're a little bit hard to drive for the long term because they accelerate so much. Alright, so this out on the lot. I pretty much just sell in the showroom, so I'll have cars out here, but I don't have them up for sale. Just so that, one, the showroom cars, they tend to get more interest, and two, it's just easier to know where to go, so I don't have to screw around. I like the changes to the UI. You can see up there the sale negotiations and stuff, that it shows you your profit margins and whatever. And then you'll see at some point installment sales, which I haven't actually done, I don't think. But this should be coming up because it's a new update that just happened. So you can sell on payments and then you can repo when they don't. So it'll be interesting to see how that works because I have some ideas as to how I want to kind of implement it as far as like my own personal policy for it. For this shop, the Not a Sleazy Dealership. I didn't start out showing the marquee, I usually do. Alright, so cycling through. These are probably my favorite car of the whole thing. Because I love station wagons anyway, and these are like those station wagons from when I was a kid. These are awesome. I also love the automation, so I'm not having to interact with the employees every single time. I just dump the car there and boom, they start working on it. That is awesome. So I wish I could do it with the mechanics, but I understand why that's not a thing, because sometimes you don't want to fix everything to 100%. You just want to like get it running or whatever. So I like these pickup trucks. They sell really well. They look like the old Rams from the 90s or the 80s, I should say. So yeah, a couple of my favorite vehicles right here. But yeah, I'm not always concentrating on the high value vehicles. Sometimes I'm just like, these are cool. I want to see one of these in purple or something. Alright, so van's done. That was quick. So yeah, I just kind of stage, and that's my workflow. Transporter's back. Awesome. Let's see what we got here. We got a running vehicle. Steering is pretty okay, it seems. Alright. I also like that his walkway got improved so that he's not getting stuck because I parked something in front of this garage. Oh, now you see it's a partial repair because I've been using so many parts for those junkers. So, alright, there's an installment.
Alright, let's do
And
this.
he just bought it. Alright, so
Okay, good.
I think I have
Good,
done
good.
an installment actually. I don't remember. I gotta put some listings up so I have some cars selling. This part gets a little tedious. I tend to try to do several at once, if I can. The lots, but my showroom's kind of getting empty. But, alright. So you just see in the workflow, you saw the automated transport come back, which is cool. One of the features I like the most. I'm looking forward to getting to a level where I can buy at auction and not have to go around town. But I kind of suspect there's going to be a cooldown on that. It's going to make it so that can't be the only way you get vehicles. So, I don't remember the numbers. I think you have to be level 15 because they did up how high you can get. So it's going to be a little while, and I'm only 12 right now, which I think was the max when I last spent a lot of time in this game. I took some time off. I've been playing Farmer's Life. If you've been watching the state or the channel here, I did a huge long playthrough of Farmer's Life, and in fact, I just did an update video on my farm that I uploaded last night, so you'll see that before you see this. So, yeah, it gets tedious when I don't have a ton of vehicles ready to go, but we're still during the work day. At the end of the day, I usually start stacking things. I didn't have a big stack of vehicles yesterday in the game, so talking game days, not real days. Alright, so oh yeah, I should check these contracts. There we go. Alright, so now you can see what they're after. So they want 5 trucks and 2 SUVs, and they have color preferences for them. I should have checked that before I listed that truck for sale. Anyway, that's cool, because there's usually ample opportunity to get whatever you need to fill that contract. The last one was all station wagons. Excuse me, and that was pretty easy to fulfill. So I happened to have 2 or 3 already, and so it was pretty easy to just get the rest. As far as I know, there's only 2 station wagon models in the game. That Voyager that you just saw, and a new one that I'm sure we'll see here in a minute when I do some car shopping. So, I may have actually already bought one. There might be one on this trailer. Nope, I don't see one. Yeah. Well, it's counting that as one. So, yeah, I did. Nope, that's an SUV. Yeah, that's one. There you go. It still looks like an SUV, though. Yeah, this isn't the one I was thinking of. The other one's I don't remember the name of it. Something L. It has L on the end of the name. So, alright. I really like these Fiero looking things. I like these cars. Caballero. I don't speak Spanish. My kids do now. It's part of their school. It's funny, I grew up where people spoke Spanish all the time, and I picked up very little of it. Lots of swear words, that's about it. Okay, so this Voyager, I don't think I'm going to repaint this. I think I'll leave it. Yeah, I'm just going to sell it like this. I like to paint them in like Clark Griswold colors or whatever. Kind of go nuts, but or outlandish like orange and red. It just looks really cool to me, but probably looks funny to everybody else. The other thing I've noticed, my office guy, when he goes out to do stuff in the shop back there with the machines, or when there's parts deliveries, sometimes he gets stuck and he'll be gone literally the whole day, and then I'll find him back in the back just standing there walking in place for no reason. So yeah, I had to make sure that car was actually going to be actually needed to go into the body shop. Okay, so it's good except for the tires. Whoops, wrong button. Alright. And then, so he'll be stuck like back there where the transporter is, that tow truck. He'll get stuck just walking in place back there. It's super annoying, but it's also funny. So, alright, let's get this truck unloaded. Just going through and processing. I'm going to put this on fast forward for a little while. And when I do something interesting, I'll come back and talk. Car's not drivable. There you go. Alright.
Yeah! Yeah! Woo!
No.
Let me think about it. All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to pay the bills, and then I wanted to show you this. So you can see I have a couple of clients that are behind. Normally I don't do this, but I'm going to show you the repo process. So so go in and just hit recover vehicle, right? And then you have to go get it. But normally I wait until they're behind at least 2 before I do that. Because usually they'll catch up, and so it's no big deal. You also get an achievement that less than 1% of people have right now when you do that. It's called something patience. So for those that are, maxing the game like that. So, yeah, anyway, I'm not going to go physically get it. I'm just going to find it on the list and have it auto whatever. But I wanted to point that out. Because it's an important part of the game now.
Not for this practice. For some reason. Listen.
Nah, my dude, that's a terrible price, man. Nah. All right, partner. That's a great price.
Good job. Good job. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Woo. Go. 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 Whoa. Whoa.
All right, partner. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
all right, partner.
Woo.
That's a great
Whoa.
price.
Yeah. yeah. Woo. Yeah. good job. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright, so finally got all the vehicles. So you just basically go through that list from the dealer contract, and you select which vehicles to fill each of the slots. Once you have them all, you hit send, collect the reward. The vehicles automatically go, and you're done. So, and then there's a cooldown for the next one. You get about one a week. So it makes a decent amount of money. It's a little bit of work, but I'm already buying these vehicles anyway. So it's just a way to make a bunch of money all at once instead of slowly over time as you do sales. So all right, that's the update I wanted to show. When I come back, I'll do the next one once I reach level 15 and can do an auction buy, and I'll show you how that works. All right, yeah, that's it. See you on the next one.